Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Jono. Really quick video this time. Had a request in the comments on another video about how best to load 120 film into a camera. I did a video before on 35mm, which I'll leave a link to in the description. But although I've done sort of videos basically showing the process, I've never really described it in any detail. Obviously lots of different 120 film cameras out there, but let's just cover the basics anyway, so let's not waste any time. So here we go then. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to use the Ilford Sporty, which I featured in a previous video. If you haven't seen that, maybe you'll like to take a look, and I'll post a link up here. Obviously we need some film. In this case I've got some Ilford HP5 Plus here, which is a black and white film, quite a common, really quality film from Ilford. Gives some lovely nice contrast in black and white and a nice grain as well. But one of the other things that you'll need, unlike 35mm, the film is not rewound back into a canister at the end of you using it. It's wound onto another spool, and that's the spool that it stays on when you go and get it developed or develop it yourself. So you'll need a spool. Quite often people have these lying around spare. I've got quite a few. If you don't have one and your camera didn't come with a spare one in the back of it when you bought it, then you'll need to obviously purchase a spool before you use it. They're quite cheap, £3 or £4. You'll find them on eBay and most photographic online stores, etc., etc. But make sure you've got one of these first. As I say, unfortunately, you won't be able to use the film until you have. This is a colour film of some Lomo 100 that has now been used. And this is what it looks like. So basically this one, before we've used it, it says that it's unexposed, and once it's all wound onto the next spool, it'll look like this. It says end on this one, but sometimes it'll says exposed film, etc., etc. That's how you know this one's ready to be developed, whereas this one isn't. Now obviously there are lots of 35mm cameras, and it's just the same for 120. There's lots of different styles. So your camera might load slightly differently to this one, but it's going to be something similar, so I've no problem in showing you for the purposes of this. So the first thing we need to do is put our blank spool in. So this particular camera, the loaded film will go this side, and it's rolled across the back of the camera to this side. So our blank spool needs to go in this side. This particular one has some catches that open out, and you need to obviously place a spool on that, and we need to lift this as well to put our blank spool in. And it's just a case of slotting it in like so. And this slot here, and if you can pick that up on the video, this slot here is where we're going to feed the film into. So when this button is wound on, it's obviously going to drag the film across like so, and obviously wrap itself up onto this spool nice and tightly. Next thing we do is unpack this one ready. So there's some sticky tape usually to actually sort of stop it unraveling before you're ready to use it. And so we just get the leader of the film here. So basically there's some paper here. Obviously if I were to continue unwrapping this, we'll get to the film itself, but we just need to get a bit of paper free so we've got something to start winding the film on. So again, the mechanisms are slightly different for cameras, but this one I just need to lever this back a little bit and place our film onto the spool like so, and then we just drag this across, and like I say, get the tongue of the leader. Let's just wind that on until I get the slot. There we go. Fits into this slot here. Once that's in, we can start carefully winding forward a little bit until you're happy that the film has definitely taken and it's not going to fall off as soon as you close the back. And you'll see if we wind on a short distance, indicators will start to appear. If I were to keep winding, basically the first frame will appear to say that number one, so that we're on frame number one, etc. And when you close the back, these numbers will appear here so that you can see what frame you're on. And that's it, really. Like I say, once you're wound all the way across, the whole film will be on this spool, and then this spool can be removed, ready for developing, and you've got another blank one this side, ready for next time. What you'll find, probably depending on the make of the film, is that once it is all fully wound onto this new spool, that will be another bit of sticky tape on the inside that you can use, again, wrap it up to ensure that we're not re-exposing the film before we've had a chance to get it developed. And that's it. So there you go. Hopefully that was of use. As I said to you, a very quick video this time, but take care of yourselves and I'll see you again soon.